Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to give it a couple of quick seconds for everyone to join us on the webinar. While we're waiting, if you can hear and see me okay, please just pop a hi or a wave in the right hand side in the live chat column for me, please. Great, hi Charlotte. Hi Sophie, thanks for joining us today. So to start things off, welcome to MidKent College and thank you very much today to join us to hear more about our travel and tourism programmes. My name is Karen and I'm going to be your host for the next 30 minutes or so. So this is Lisa from our travel and tourism programmes, and she's going to be shortly sharing more about our programmes, the different courses available to you, some of the trips you can go on, and the facilities available at our Maidstone campus. Now, visitors to our normal open days tell us that they really value the opportunity to walk around our campuses, find out more about the facilities that we have, and obviously see the cabin that you can see behind Lisa at the moment. Unfortunately, we can't offer you that just due to certain circumstances at the moment, but we can offer some really good 360-degree photos on our website, so please check those out. Just some general housekeeping to start us off. I've popped a poll to the top right-hand corner of your screen. Please just let me know whether you've already applied for travel and tourism or whether you're here today just to find out some more information. Great, thank you everyone. So next up, I'd like to start today's session by introducing our principal, Simon Cook, who's going to share a little bit more about college in this welcome video.
Hello there, I'm Simon and I'm the principal of MidKent College. It's great to be able to talk to you, and I so wish I would be able to talk to you in person, but virtually, hopefully your opportunity to get to know a little bit more about the college will help you with your decisions that you need to make. So over the next 30 minutes in this virtual open event, you're going to have an opportunity to meet one of the tutors from your chosen subject area. Really make the most of that time to find out what it means for you. Ask some questions. No question is a silly question. Please ask whatever question you've got. Take some notes, but make sure that you've got the info that you really need to make that decision about what you want to do in September. And if you're really not sure what you want to do, then you're not the only person. There are lots of people every year that we see, it won't be any different the current year under these current circumstances, who really don't know what they want to do. There might be even some of you who are thinking you really don't know what to do because you see what's going on in the world and you're not quite sure what job prospects there may be. By the time you finish your programme, the world will be a different place again, and there will be many more opportunities then that may not exist now. So talk to our staff about it. And also don't be frightened if you don't know what you want to do. Have a look at some of our other sessions. Come into other sessions and see. What's really important, and one thing I say to everybody who comes into the college, you must feel comfortable with the people that you're going to be sharing your next few months and years with. And I want you to feel comfortable that you're going to be able to flourish and thrive as a person. Not just study a qualification, but flourish and thrive as a person with those people you talk to. So if you don't get any of the answers that you think you need in the virtual session, we've got a brilliant team on our course inquiries, and we've got a brilliant team in our careers office who will help you navigate the language, what options there are, and for you, what's the right thing to do, which is a question we often get asked every year. I hope you enjoy your session, and I really, really hope that I get to see you very, very soon at the college, and we look forward to welcoming you with us in September, if not in person, virtually, that's for sure. Good luck.
As Simon said, no question is a silly question, so please, if you do have any questions at all as we go through, just pop them in the live chat window to the right hand side of your screen, and my colleague Hayley is there to answer any queries that you may have. So next up, I'm going to introduce Lisa, who's one of our travel and tourism lecturers at the Maidstone Campus. Lisa, I'm just going to pop your mic on for you now. Hi Lisa.
Hi everyone. I'm currently at 35,000 feet, as you can see, in our beautiful bespoke air cabin that we have here over at the Maidstone Campus. But I'm going to talk to you about all of our courses that we have, because we're travel, we're tourism, and we're aviation. So we've got a wide selection of courses that we can hopefully entice you with today. Some of you that are joining us may already have had an interview and you've already signed up. Some of you may be thinking about the travel industry as a potential area that you want to go on to in the future, or maybe you just haven't decided at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. So let me start by telling you a little bit about us. We're a team of 4, and we're based over here at Maidstone. So we don't run out of Medway, we run out of Maidstone site, and we have 4 courses that we can offer our students. We have, as well as our courses, we also have an amazing lady that works with us as our team of 4, and that's our lovely Lois. She's our events coordinator, and I'll talk to you a little bit later about what Lois does with you and some of the amazing opportunities that you get as part of our department. You know, we're really, really fortunate. We've got students that have worked in all areas and currently work in all areas of the industry, and as such they're constantly coming back, and they're people that you're going to see next year, maybe not in person to start with when we start in September, but I'm sure that it will be virtually. We'll be introducing them via Zoom. So those on reception down at the Hilton Hotel, those that work in the events industry, our resort reps, and also our travel agents and our cabin crew. So let's start talking about our courses that we have. So as I say, we've got 4 courses. Probably our backbone course, our main course is our level 2 travel and tourism. That's a City & Guilds diploma in travel and tourism, and it's for individuals that maybe are still working towards their English and maths. You need to have 4 GCSEs at grade 3 and above, including English or maths. So you've got to have one of them at grade 3. And so level 2 is the equivalent of GCSEs. On this course, we look at a wide selection of areas within the industry. So it allows you to sort of dip in and dip out to see what you'd really like to go into, because maybe you don't know which part of the industry that you want to go into at this time. We look at visitor attractions. So we look at built and man-made attractions within the UK and worldwide. We look at promotion materials. Some of our current students, we're still teaching virtually at the moment, and they're actually working on their promotional materials unit. And as part of that, they've just put on a mini world travel market. And we look at worldwide destinations. So we've got a geography-based unit that we cover. Of course, customer service and interpersonal skills are a thread that runs through all of our courses, because we are a face-to-face industry. We're part of that industry that are interacting with customers all the time. So we look at customer service, and we bring that into every single unit that we do. We also look at tourist information services, tour operations, and many more. What we always look to do is we tailor-make our programme to our cohort of students that join us in September. And if we feel that we've got a large selection there that are interested in retail travel, then we'll probably put the retail travel unit in, and we'll take another unit out. But as part of that, one of the things that we're passionate about in travel is bringing the industry to life. So, for next year, we've planned in some enrichment programs as well. So that qualification, our level 2 travel and tourism, will also include trips down to Canterbury, Chatham Dockyards when we're looking at the visitor attractions, London Dungeons, and also the hopefully the World Travel Market, which is held at the Excel Centre in London, if that is going to run in November this year. So that's our level 2 qualification. And moving on from that, just here we've just got a couple of images for you. So these are our level 3 students in action with our beautiful Karen, one of our tutors. Karen is going to lead on our level 2 programme next year, and our level 3, one of our level 3 pathways. So the great thing about these images, you can actually see our uniform. I will be talking to you about that a little bit later. So what other courses have we got? So we've also got our level 3 tourism and events unit. What we've realised at level 3, we tend to find students are now starting to really think about their pathways, where they see their career going. And rather than holding and having one generic level 3 programme, within the department, we've decided this year we're actually going to have two pathways. So I'm going to first of all talk to you about our level 3 tourism and events. It's made up of 2 qualifications. It's made up of a level 3 NCFE certificate in travel and tourism. And as part of that, there's 3 mandatory units that you'll cover. You'll cover the UK travel and tourism industry. You'll cover customer service, and also preparing for a career, where we start to look at all the different roles that, you know, encompass the tourism and hospitality industry. On top of that, Karen has selected 3 units in particular we're going to finish that qualification off with for this year, and that's the hospitality in travel and tourism, tour guiding, where you'll actually be putting on your own guided tour, and you'll be taking visitors around and conducting them. Oh, amazing. We did it a couple of years ago in Rochester. Absolutely brilliant. And UK visitor attractions. So as part of that, we also have a bolt-on qualification, because we know that a lot of people are interested in events, and we've also got the level 2 certificate in event planning. And as part of that, you look at how to plan an event, and also to then put it on, market it, and then review and evaluate how successful it is. So that's another qualification. So at the end of that year, you'd come out with 2 qualifications. There is the option with this qualification to go on to a second year, subject to us having the required numbers to run a class for the second year. Okay, so that's one of our level 3 programs. The other path, okay, you've got a picture here, so you're actually seeing there, that's of the cabin that I'm sitting in now. And the other pathway that we're looking at, and we've sort of run with it this year, but we're really, it's been so successful for us that we've decided to make it into a level 3 program, is our level 3 in aviation. So it's aviations, airports and airlines, because we've realised that we've got a lot of candidates that are coming through that are interested in working within the aviation industry. Some aren't quite old enough to join our cabin crew course, which I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. So this is their starter year with us. So again, for level 3, for the previous slide that I talked about, and for this qualification, you actually have to have 5 GCSEs at grade 4 and above, including maths and English. And very similar to the other pathway, we've got 2 qualifications that you come out with. First one is the level 3 NCFE in travel and tourism, like I explained previously. The first 3 units are the mandatory units that I've discussed. But for this pathway, we've actually chosen specialist tourism. So we actually look at how the industry has evolved over the years and how people are now looking at specialising their holidays. We're looking at worldwide airports and airlines as a taster, getting you ready for that cabin crew course. And then we've also introduced an introduction to the role of cabin crew. As well as that, we're going to add for you the level 2 Sitting Guilds certificate in aviation operations on the ground. So it's a qualification for if you want to go and work within the airport environment. And it really gives you the fundamentals to working within the industry. This is where we're going to start working with you on your aviation terminology. We're going to get you using that communication. We're going to communicate in different methods, using walkie-talkies, when we're talking to air traffic control or with a passenger service agent at the check-in desk, and we've got passenger that needs meet and assist to get them through to the gate. So we're going to get you using all of that terminology. And we also look at handling air passengers, aviation security, which is the backbone to everything that we do within the industry, and of course, health and safety. So again, you're going to come out with 2 qualifications. This is a 1-year program. And the reason it's a 1-year program is because the majority of our students on this course will then progress onto our cabin crew course. And this year, I think I've got 26 of them all progressing onto cabin crew. So they weren't quite old enough, and I'll go through the requirements for crew so you understand that now. Okay, So I've got some lovely photos there of the students. Again, you can see the theme coming through with our uniform, both for males and females. The main difference you'll see with the females is the different colour scarf. So we then got our City and Guilds Level 2 Diploma in Air Cabin Crew. So this course solely focuses on the role of cabin crew. Now, I'm a true believer. You know, if you want to be cabin crew, you wake up in the morning, you think about it, you go to bed and you think about it. It's not something that you just quickly think, oh, do you know, I might do this. We don't spend all of our time in this room, so please do not think that it is just a practical course, because it's not. 70% of it is theory based, and the reason we do and we focus just on the role of cabin crew is because of the knowledge and underpinning sort of theory requirements that we embed into you. So it's made up of 6 units. We start with the introduction to the airline, aviation and the aviation and airline industry, and that is tested at the end of that time. We then look at aviation health, safety and security. We do talk about some really sensitive subjects there. You know, we look at hijacking, we look at 9/11 and the impact that it had and how it shaped our industry. So some of the subjects that we cover are really quite raw, and some of the projects that we look at are quite sensitive, and so, you know, we need to make sure that we're mature enough and we do it in a very mature manner, and how we look at it, and we look at how the industry actually responds and measures that have been put in place as a result of some of the things that have happened. We look at airline emergency procedures, so you learn how to evacuate an aircraft within 90 seconds, because as cabin crew we have to do that with only 50% usable exits. We also look at the role of crew prior to and after a flight, and then we actually also look at the role of crew on board. So that's normally one of the last assessments that we do at the end of the year, where your family and friends come on board and they get to spend an hour and a half in here, and you really showcase the skills that you've learnt through the year. Another really important unit that we do cover, and the reason I say it's really important, you know, everything else that we teach you on this course will give you the knowledge and some underpinning understanding to the role, but actually you've got to get through that assessment day with the airlines. You know, a couple of years ago, British Airways had 80,000 people apply for 2,000 jobs. EasyJet had 42,500 for 2,000. So it's tough. It's really, really tough to get through that. So we actually run a preparing for employment unit, and as part of that, you have to go through an assessment day where we have industry personnel coming in and they assess you and your suitability for the role, and you get some really good holistic feedback, so that you can take on board and that you will learn from. And a lot of the students say it's probably the scariest unit, because it really does expose you. However, they learn so much about themselves and are able to then put that into practice when they go into the industry and go to their actual airline assessment days. As part of that, we do enrichment trips. So we do a trip to British Airways, to Virgin Atlantic and to EasyJet. So we look at all the different airlines, and I think that's really important that you get to see them. But it's not just an enrichment trip. We actually do assessments there as well. So part of your course is assessed in the environments, in the airline environments. Now we do have some requirements. Now you'll see that this is a level 2. So it's the college requirements for level 2 is that you have to have 4 GCSEs at grade 3 or above, including maths or English. So one of them you've got to have had your maths and your English. However, we do also have some other requirements. You need to be a minimum of 5'2". Now that's not MidKent College putting those requirements in. That's an industry requirement, and because it's a safety critical role. And the airlines have that. If you check on the airline's website, you'll see that you have to be able to do that. The other thing, you've got to be a confident swimmer, because within the first couple of weeks, we're going to be throwing you in a swimming pool. We're going to get you swimming. You've got to swim a full length without putting your feet down, and then we're going to throw you. Well, we're not going to literally throw you, you're going to jump in the deep end of the swimming pool, and you're going to have to tread water for up to 3 minutes while you're putting on a life jacket. That is a requirement of the airlines, and that's part of their training. If you are successful, you have to do that. So as part of that, we do it in the first couple of weeks. Unfortunately, if we have someone that can't pass that assessment, we'd then put you onto one of our other courses. The other thing that we stipulate is that you've got to be sort of 17 when you're on the course and be turning 18 within that year. And the reason we do that is you can't be cabin crew until you're 18. So there's no point using and learning all those skills, and then you've got another year until you can actually use them and to apply it. And the fantastic thing is we've got the aviation pathway now. So because we've got that, we're already teasing you a little bit with the cabin crew. And as part of that course, we're actually going to be getting part of the aviation course. You're going to come on board and you're going to be the passengers. So it's not that you're not going to be part of the cabin crew environment. You'll be part of their assessments as well. And it's worked really, really successfully. As I said, we've got 26 people coming on from there. Okay, so they are our 4 courses. As well as that, as I mentioned right at the beginning, we have our wonderful Lois, who's part of our team. She's our events coordinator. Lois has run her own events companies for many, many years. And as part of that, she works with lots of organisations where we are very honoured that we have the opportunity to take our students out to frontline events. And, you know, we really are fortunate, you know, places such as the House of Commons, St James's Palace. We this year, or every 2 years, we had the opportunity to be part of the Queen's Anniversary Prizes, where we frontline that event. And you know, the college was so fortunate. We won that award, the Queen's Anniversary Prize, 21 years ago for our travel courses. So, you know, we are so fortunate. We work with the National Fruit Show at Detlin and Taste of Kent. We're so fortunate that so many organisations actually value our students and the professionalism that they bring, and they're asked to go out and to work in them. This year we've worked really closely with Rochester Castle as well, and you're probably aware that Rochester Castle are really being inventive with the ways that they're bringing the castle alive. You know, they had the moon earlier this year. They had a mini golf in there. And yeah, our students get to work with that. You know, this beautiful photo here, you can see. So we've got Adomus, we've got Nathan, and we've got Faye. They were chosen to go to St James's Palace and to work as front of house staff with the Queen's Anniversary Prize team. So that was a real honour, and how fantastic to have those on your CV. You know, the one thing I would say about travel and tourism, you know, we assess you in so many different ways. All of our courses, it's not just theory, it's not just written. We are going to get you up in front of people. We're going to get you doing presentations. We're going to get you working with different people all the time. We don't have you sitting with the same people, because our industry, most of the time, you're never going to work with the same people. So we're going to get you really developing those interpersonal skills. We're going to build that confidence. If you're not a confident person now, you will be by the end of the courses, because we're going to build on that confidence step by step, and we're going to do presentations. We're going to keep taking you out of your comfort zone, because that's good. You know, we all need to be taken out of our comfort zones at times. So we are going to do that. We're going to develop you as an individual. And what we do promise you is that we'll never ask you to do something that we wouldn't do ourselves. So if you feel like you're looking silly, we'll be looking silly with you. But, you know, just speak to the students that have been on our courses before. Speak to them. You know, you see them now. You know, we're so proud of them. They pop back in. They want to be part of your journey, and they will be inspiring you to be part of that next generation. But you do need to like people. We're a face-to-face industry. You've got to love customers. If that isn't you, then maybe travel's not for you. The great thing is MidKent College has got something for everybody. You know, we have something, and the great thing is and that I'm passionate about. I've been at MidKent for 17 years now. God, I'm showing my age. And we're specialists in all of our areas, whichever area you're in, and we're passionate about developing industry ready people. So when you finish with us in 2 years' time, we're getting you ready for work. And with that, we instill really high standards, and through our uniform as well. So for the first time next year, we're actually going to be changing our uniform for 2 of our courses. So for our level 2 and our level 3 tourism and events, we're going to be going to a black suit. So we're going to trousers and blazer suit with a coloured shirt. And for our cabin crew and aviation, we're going to continue with the uniform that we've been wearing, which is our black shift dress, our scarf, and our cork shoes. So, gentlemen, you'll be exactly as you can see our wonderful picture here of Adonis and Nathan. You'll be wearing a black suit, white shirt, and a tie appropriate to the course that you're wearing, and black laced shoes. So standards are really, really important. They're important in the travel industry. So we instill that, and our expectation is that every day that you come to college, you are dressed to impress, and we do uniform inspections on a daily basis. So hopefully that's given you a bit of insight to the industry. I've got to say, it's a very, very smooth journey today. There's no turbulence up here at 35,000 feet. So I'm going to hand you back over to Karen, and hopefully I've given you a bit of an insight into what we're about here at MidKent Travel.
Thanks, Lisa. I hope that was really informative. I've got a couple of quick questions for you, if that's okay. Can I do this as an apprenticeship?
Can you do it as an apprenticeship? Not through MidKent College. However, what you can do is you can some of our industry specialists actually have started to offer apprenticeships. So, for instance, Hayes Travel, who have taken over the Thomas Cook stores out in the high street, they are running apprenticeships. So we've got a lot of our students that are leaving us this summer that have applied for the apprenticeships, and they've got assessment days that will be offered, that are being run, I think, in August actually. So hopefully some of those will be able to take up that opportunity. And our airlines, when you're 18, a lot of the airlines now have moved to the apprenticeship. It's a level 3 apprenticeship in air cabin crew. That's the reason why we can't offer it at level 3, is because you actually have to be working in the industry. But a lot of them have moved to offering the level 3. The key thing there is your English and maths. I think we're going to talk a little bit about that with you all. Yeah.
Cool. So next up quickly, because I'm just conscious of the time. Is the English and Maths GCSE component required before taking the study programme, or is it included as part of the study programme?
Really, really good question. Thank you for that. At MidKent College, we work with you, and depending on whether you've got your English and Maths or whether you're still working towards it, that will determine which course level you go on, level 2, level 3. But we've got an amazing, absolutely amazing department of English and Maths tutors here at Maidstone. Maths is headed by Tony, and English is headed up by Helen. And we work really, really closely with them. And your English and Maths, if you're working towards your GCSE, we see it as important as your vocational area. Because that's what our industry requires. So we want to make sure that you get that whilst you're here, and that will be built into your timetable. So you'll have an English lesson or a maths lesson or both throughout your time. Obviously, some courses you've got to have already had that to go on. So for our level 3, you've already got to have your English and maths.
Perfect. Thanks, Lisa. Is there a level 1, or do we go straight on to the level 2?
No, we don't actually have a level 1 here at Maidstone in the travel department. However, the college has some really good level 1 programs in other areas. So I know our hospitality have got level 1, business IT have got level 1, I believe, and also hair and beauty. But if we get someone that comes to us in August, and unfortunately their GCSEs didn't go the way that they'd hoped, then our advice and guidance, our careers advice and guidance team are amazing, and they will find the best pathway for you to bring you back to us the following year. And that happens very, very, very often.
Great, thanks, Lisa. So next up, once I've finished my programme, is there work opportunities for me to go on to? Do you guys have got good contacts in the industry? How does that work?
We've got amazing contacts, and we work really, really closely with our industry partners. We've worked in the industry. In fact, Amy, who teaches on our level 2, our cabin crew and our aviation program, she still flies actually as well. She's part-time with Virgin Atlantic. But we've made sure that we keep our contacts with all of our industry partners. And I'm a true believer, and my colleagues would back me up here, just because your journey finishes with us at the end of your course, your journey it doesn't finish with us in travel. We're constantly working with our students. We are constantly talking to them. Very often I have students coming back in, I do mock interviews with them. I get them prepared, I'll help them with applications, even down to choosing the outfit that they're going to wear. So we're going to get you ready for work.
Great, thanks, Lisa. I've got a question for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, cool.
So we're aware at the moment, due to the current situation, that the travel industry is quite heavily affected.
Yeah.
How might that impact our students going forward?
Okay, all right. So I know I only look 21.
Obviously, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit older. When I first started, and I know the young lady, I think it was Charlotte, may have asked about apprenticeships. I started on apprenticeship when I was sort of 16, 17. I worked for a company called Hogg Robinson, and very quickly after that, the Gulf War started. So I've seen through my career how the industry has been affected at different times. So I've gone through the Gulf War, I've gone through 9/11, but we bounce back. That's the wonderful thing about travel and tourism. And currently now, all of the companies are finding ways to reinvent. Okay, they might be downsizing in the short term, but the plan is that they will expand as soon as the industry picks up. And you guys are going to be joining us for 2 years potentially. I promise you, things move very, very fast in travel and tourism, and there'll be plenty of jobs out there. And because we've got fantastic contacts, we sort of hear about it pretty quickly. I even in this situation, whilst we're still teaching our students from our home environments, I've also been talking to trainers from some of the organisations, area managers. So we're constantly keeping abreast of how the industry is changing on a day-to-day basis.
Great, thanks, Lisa. So we've briefly touched on English and Maths. Can you just tell us a little bit more about how that's integrated into your subject area, please?
Yeah. You don't just do English and Maths in a standalone subject. And even if you have got your English and Maths, we're going to be bringing it into the classroom all the time. And I think Daisy, we've got a video shortly from Daisy, one of our students. We are involving it all the time. So from level 3 in your events, on the events pathway, you're going to be looking at planning an event. You're going to be costing. You're going to be costing all the elements. You're going to be looking at profit and loss. We're going to, in aviation, we look at obviously the spoken English all of the time, because we're making passenger announcements. We're talking to and adapting our language to meet the needs of a variety of customers. We're writing reports. We're also, with our maths, we're doing currency conversions. We're working out mileage calculations. So there's lots of English and maths coming involved. If you want to be a rep, you're going to be selling excursions. So you're going to be calculating the cost of trips. So you're going to give this customer a discount because they're booking earlier. They're booking 2 or 3 trips. If you're selling holidays and you want to go into the retail sector or tour operations, obviously there's commission values that you're going to be working out. You're going to be looking at costing holidays, including free child places, child discounts, under occupancy. So you're dealing with it on a day-to-day basis, and that's why we really value the importance of those skills within our department.
Great, thanks, Lisa. As Lisa mentioned, we're going to hear from Daisy in a second. She's one of our students at our Maidstone campus. So I'm just going to play a quick video from her.
think I chose to study travel because it was like, it's just something that I always wanted to do. So like when I was in school, school wasn't the place for me. And I think a lot of people find that school isn't the right place for them. And then I decided on my options, which was college. And then I thought, well, obviously I've always wanted to go to crew, but I also want a qualification in something else as well as crew. So travel was the right way to go. The cabin's amazing and it's really beneficial for us. It's based in the travel rooms. It has like life jackets and oxygen masks, and it's used by crew. So a lot of the times when they do their practice flights for their exams, we'll be passengers for them. So obviously it's vital that you have English and maths, so written and spoken English is very key. Also, if you want to be a rep or a travel agent, you're going to have to calculate trips and excursions, so it will help like. Travel's not an easy subject and it's not something that you should do if you're lazy, but if this is what you want to do, then go for it.
Great, so please keep the questions coming and I'll pop over to Lisa if there is anything else that we want to ask her. So next up, I'm going to share more about the college in general. So as Lisa mentioned, our travel and tourism programmes are offered at our Maidstone campus only. That's up the Tunbridge Road on our Oakwood Park campus. So travelling to college, it's really easy to get to our Maidstone campus. We've got a bus stop right outside. We've got a 10 to 15 minute walk away from a train station, and there is some student parking available at our Maidstone campus as well. So you've got 4 parts to your study programme. So your technical and professional qualification in this instance would be the travel and tourism or the cabin crew part of that pie chart. You'll also do personal development sessions, and that could be everything from covering from mental health right through to your work ready interview. You'll also be studying English and maths, as Lisa mentioned. So that could be functional skills, GCSEs, or stretch and challenge. That's just based on the entry criteria that you come to college with, and we'll talk more about that with you at your interview. You'll also be doing an industry placement, which is so vital to the travel and tourism study programs. So Lisa and her team will use her industry connections to get you into travel agencies, or you'll go out to lots of different award ceremonies, as she mentioned, fruit shows, everything like that in the local area and up in London as well. So some of the FAQs that our course inquiries team always receive on the phone. How many days per week will I be in college? A normal timetable is roughly around 3 to 3.5 days per week, and that would include your English and maths classes as well. That might look a little bit different from September, just due to those social distancing rules. You might be doing some distance learning from home, some blended learning, such as through webinars with Lisa, and then you might be coming into college as some of the other part of your timetable. Don't worry, we'll put you in touch and we'll keep in the loop with regards to what your timetable will look like once you've enrolled. Can I study more than one subject? So unlike A-levels where you can pick and mix 3 or 4 different subjects, at college you will choose just one technical and professional programme, travel and tourism in this instance, and you'll top it up with those other 3 parts of your study programme, so the English and maths, personal development and the industry placement. Can I go to university from college? A lot of our students do go on to university. Our programs qualify for UCAS points. If that's for you, that's absolutely brilliant, and we'll help you through the UCAS progress system. If not, we'll help you into employment in the industry that's for you. So definitely talk to Lisa and the tutors about where you want to go, your career aims, and their best place to help you to settle into the industry. So Lisa's gone through what the different levels mean. A level 2 is roughly equivalent to a GCSE, and a level 3 is roughly equivalent to an A level. How much does a program cost? So for our 16 to 18-year-olds on a full-time study program, it is fully funded for you, so it is free. If you're 19 plus, fees are payable, but don't worry, because concessions are available just with some criteria involved. There are bursaries and student finance and support available to you, and I've popped some handouts under the handouts tab on the top right hand of the screen, so please download them and check them out. Is there a deadline to apply? As Lisa mentioned, our travel programs are really, really popular. We have had applications open since last November. We will take applications into the first few weeks of September. We do advise you apply as early as possible, just to get your interview in as well. If the program is full, we'll pop you on the waiting list, and once a place becomes available, we will then pick you up off the waiting list. But again, I appreciate you need to apply as early as possible. So Lisa, I've got a question for you. So I'm just going to pop your mic back on. How many days of the week will I be at college, and how many work experience hours will I do on your programs?
Okay, so in terms of the days of the week, you know, what we would say is timetables will not be finalised until September. We've seen some draft timetables. Some are 3 days, some are 4 days. What we would say to you though is, whilst college may be different to school, the clue is in the title of the courses. They're full-time courses. So even though you may only be required to be in college, say 3 days or 3.5 days, those other days we would be expecting you to either do work experience or to be studying, doing research, because you're going to be getting assignments. We do homework, which is needs to be turned around really quickly. So all of those things take into consideration. And you know, whilst you know there is an opportunity as well to get a part-time job, and that's brilliant, that does have to be worked outside of your college timetable. You know, if you've got a timetable, we expect you to be here, and we'll be following up and asking if you're not, why you're not. And generally, we do find out why you're not. In terms of work experience, that is under review at the moment, because very aware whereas previously it was different based on the level of course that you were doing. This year there'll be other factors involved. So are you doing English and maths? Then that would be, if you were doing both English and maths, I believe it's 36 hours work experience that you'll be required to do. But if you're not, obviously it's going to be higher. I personally don't know the exact details, but I'm sure Karen can find that out. But that's an ongoing discussion. You know, and work experience is invaluable. You know, one of the things that we had planned for this year and we've done previously is a hotel takeover, where we were going to be taking over the Hilton Hotel in Maidstone. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, that hasn't happened. But again, the opportunity for our own students to sort of lead a major hotel chain for a week is invaluable, and the skills that you learn to have on your CV and to be able to talk about in future interviews is amazing.
Great, thanks Lisa. Katie, I hope that helped. Please let me know in the chat if there's anything else that you need. So moving on. So life at college. So college is so much more than just your study program. You can get involved in so much more during your time with us, from live gigs to pantomimes, a lot of fundraising. You'll go on a lot of trips and you'll have a lot of visiting speakers as well. We've also got restaurants, libraries on site, absolutely everything you're going to need to be a MidKent College student. So what support is available? So Lisa and her team are really, really friendly. If you have any issues, any problems, please do talk to them, and they're always on hand to give you some advice and guidance. We've got a financial support team as well that can talk you through everything from those bursaries that I mentioned, train warrants, and also the bus passes. We've got student welfare teams if there's just someone that you want to talk to when you're on site. We've got trained counsellors. We offer in-class support as well and exam support. So as on your application form, please just let us know your learning needs and we can get back to you. Also at your interview, have a chat with Lisa about if there's anything that you need help with, and also during your time with us. We've also got a really great team of careers advisors that we mentioned, and they can help you during your time at college and afterwards as well if you're looking to get into the industry. So you can find out more about all of those under the help and advice tab on our website. So what's next? So you've heard myself and Lisa. If you haven't already applied, please search and apply online for those programs that Lisa mentioned on our website, and use your predicted grades at the moment. Once you've submitted your application form, our admissions team will be back to you within about 15 working days to arrange a phone interview. So that's nothing to worry about. It's nothing scary. We'd love to do face-to-face interviews at the moment, but unfortunately we are unable to do that. And you'll have a phone meeting with someone like Lisa, one of our tutors, and that's literally your opportunity to ask any questions. They'll find out more about you and make sure you're on the right level and the right program for you. So then it's also your opportunity to ask anything else as well. If you've already applied with us, it's absolutely great. You might be waiting for your phone interview. Don't worry, we'll be in touch soon. As I mentioned, please check out those handouts on the top right-hand side of the screen and download them as well. We do have other webinars available, and everything from apprenticeships right through to student support and some of the other study programs as well. And you can find out more about those on our website. So if you need any help at all, please do get in contact. We've got a really friendly course inquiries team. They can be contacted on 01634 40 20 20. You can live chat with them on our website or just pop them an email. Nothing is a stupid question, so please do get in touch with them. So you're going to receive a copy of this webinar in about half an hour time to the email address that you've registered with. If there's any bits from like Lisa's slides that you want to watch again, or if you want to share it with friends and family who might also be interested in joining travel and tourism study programs. Thank you for your time today, everyone, and thank you to Lisa for sharing more about our programs at the college, and we look forward to seeing you in person again soon. Thank you, everyone.